Alright, welcome back everybody. This is Mr. New Vegas here. And surprise surprise, we're back with Continuum, FTB Continuum. So, hello. Yeah, we're back. As you can see, I may or may not be in creative mode. But pretty much I don't know what I'm gonna put the name of it or not for this, but this is pretty much gonna be the last episode. Unless I see that maybe they make changes and I feel like playing something that potentially could bug out and I gotta put a lot of work into it. Because as of right now, well, it's been a while since I've been back on. I was actually on later, well, last night basically. I was on because I wanted to try out something to get something done, mainly for this video, or else it would just be quick, like saying, hey guys, it's basically over, I'm not gonna play this anymore, see you later, kind of thing. So pretty much, you know, I'll go over what I was doing, but pretty much I read a while ago on Reddit, which kind of disheartened me, and then kind of stopped playing for a little while and whatnot, that some things end up bugging out, especially with this one mod for rockets that kind of like, I forget what it's called. It's with this mod, Advanced Rocketry, that there's not really a great, I'd pretty much just have to use my own guesses and using Reddit and whatnot just to be able to help find out what I'd really have to do. And I was kind of like a little worried about that, so I was like, I'd rather not deal with that. So maybe in the future, yeah, that, and it's just gonna take a lot of grinding just to get a couple quests done. Like later on, it's gonna suck. So just to show you guys, this is pretty much what I got done going through the different quest book. Didn't get a whole lot done, not a whole lot, but I feel pretty good. It wasn't a bad mod pack. I definitely liked it so far. Here's the rocketry stuff, and I definitely would like to play another version of this that's like not super grindy intensive, because it takes so long for me to do stuff. So yeah, this is pretty much the base that we had for quite a while. It was pretty fun. I got a couple of these statues for enders, slimes, chickens, and the zombies. Had quite a bit of villagers that I ended up bringing over from villages and whatnot. My little potion place, the little place where I made the fish stuff, which I'll get to that in a second. Little kitchen up here, my big old freaking smeltery and whatnot. It wasn't too bad. I definitely liked this place. I'll definitely do probably another build like that. Freaking my ore miner, whatever it's called. Just the different machines, you know. This EFAB was definitely an interesting mod I never actually dealt with. I actually did enjoy messing around with that. Leveling this place, I don't think I'm gonna build another sand biome for a while just because of how annoying that was. Every time I freaking dug out of this, just the sand kept piling on. It was so annoying. The grinder. This is actually another mod I never really played with, the Empower and whatnot. I never actually messed with that. Same with the RF tools. I never really made this type of computer before, so it was pretty cool. Obviously, I've made a setup like this with culinary and whatnot. I never really used teleporters that much, but yeah, the water mod was pretty cool. Not water mod, but you know. But pretty much getting near the end of this, this is actually one of the things I was pretty happy to make. So what this is right here is just an infinite loop. This will become important in a second. Now, the infinite loop, if I remember how it was made, let's see. I needed a redstone torch, get some redstone. I'm gonna hit the redstone. It's gonna stop it. I'm gonna place that back. I'm gonna place the torch and hit it as soon as I put it down, and it's gonna start this infinite loop. I used a sticky piston. I used a dispenser, just any block of your choosing that can accept a redstone on top of it, and a scanner, and I went ahead and I put redstone here, 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 and pretty much, oh, I got rid of the dispenser. Now the reason why I wanted to use the dispenser is because I'm going to dispense items out of it. You're probably guessing like, oh, what type of items are you trying to dispense? Well, primarily I was trying to dispense, sorry if you hear any noise in the background. Now this is by like my whole marb farming thing where I just wanted to get items to, well, you know, the iron is pretty good. Some of certain items like ender pearls is amazing. And so I had these items pumping out of here. You know, they're just annihilating the mob. And then they get pumped eventually into the recycler, which then makes into scrap, and then they make into scrap boxes. And then what my plan was is I was going to pump the scrap boxes into the dispenser. Then the dispenser is going to pop out, and it's going to pop into the hopper. Because during this setup, this basically pops the item out of the scrap box. And when it pops out of the scrap box, it pops out a random item. And this is just me just trying to make something to work, but this is pretty much what I came to work. Now obviously you guys are probably gonna be able to find much better stuff on Reddit and whatnot. That's just what I was able to come up with, because I had to find out. It's like, okay, I could probably use a redstone circuit, try to do something like that. Now the reason why you'd want to get and use scrap boxes, I would highly recommend making a couple farms. One of my plans is, well, it was, if this game was going to run on for quite a while, I was going to make a couple of these, and you can obviously make them smaller, bigger, however you choose, with different types of mob systems. And what I was going to do is I was just going to let it annihilate as many mobs as I can, have everything going and scrapping other than, you know, redstone and like maybe quite a bit of gunpowder. Obviously iron I was going to keep and whatnot. And I was going to have it all just go in, making scrap, and have tons of them making scrap. And then have, I can just show you scrap boxes, let's see. And what I was going to let it do is just let, just let it, pretty much just pop them out. So I put one, it already popped out an item. Well, unfortunately all of this is filled up. These are items that you can get. You know, bottle of enchanting, obviously later on, it doesn't really matter because you could just make, certain spikes allow just XP to drop, and so this is pretty much something I ended up making just because I wanted to kind of find out. So I spent a couple hours last night, not a whole lot of hours, but just to see so many of the different items that pop out. You probably saw this earlier on. So this is just another version of it, but this is a, you know, huge complicated. So pretty much what I used is I obviously used an obsidian chest because it's bigger, and I went ahead and I used a servo, but I used a resonant servo because it pulls items out faster. Now you don't need to do this because at the rate I was doing it is I put stacks upon stacks in there, as you can see by here, and I just put stacks of them in here, and it kept doing it. And obviously after a little bit, if you have that many, they're just going to be popping out everywhere. One of the reasons I put the glass there is to kind of block it and keep it in, but they still spilled out everywhere. So what I wanted is I wanted to try to fill this up. And so what happens is these item duct, but they're a special type of item. It's a dense item duct. If I can find it. Yeah, dense item duct because it has the red stuff in it. I guess to make it go faster. So I pretty much piped it in, and I just made it go around and around. Notice how it's not connected to the top layer. Around and around and around until it eventually curls up. Now the reason why I didn't place it on top of each other is because I wanted to see uninterrupted how many different items can I get. And I got a lot. Now from seeing this, yeah, you might see duplicates of something, you know, and maybe you might see something that, hey, it was on right in the beginning, or hey, there's another one later on. That may be the case. I don't know. There's so many items that it's just blinding to see, and all I was using is just a basic drawer, just layering it upon each other because sorry about that. If I would have placed it like this and I would have put another drawer there, there's the potential that the duplicates would have gone into that drawer because I lock it afterwards. So I just went ahead and did it this way because it not only seemed easier, but it seemed like the best route, especially there. It takes a little bit for it to get to the top, but at least then I know that, hey, the items are filling in. So if you ever wanted a thought about what comes from scrap boxes, I got some here. Just honestly, I don't know why I did it like that. I should have just do that. So if you wanted to, pretty much how I made it is I just used the repeaters, and let me see, I gotta get them to kind of show. And I just got this off a normal tutorial of using like an infinite circuit, or an infinite loop for a circuit or whatever. I'm not amazing at knowing these things for Minecraft because I just like building things. I don't really use a lot of stuff, so you could use different repeaters from different mods for it. So I just put redstone in the corners, and then I get the repeater. Now there's some of them that will use arrows. These ones I used from Char Set. They have arrows so it points in the direction, but normally I just go in front of the block so I know where it's pointing. And normally you don't move these because you can move them for different times. I just keep them in the same place until they all connect, and then I just get redstone torch. So you're gonna right click it and then click it at the same time so it breaks it. And even in non okay, a lot of vehicles going by right now. Even in non-creative, you can still hit it pretty fast. And pretty much what it ends up doing is it just pops the item out. There we go. It's starting to go. You can see the items pop out here and there. They're starting to go out. Go down here in the chest, and you can see them start filling up. Now, I put in almost a stack of 64. I put like 63 in it. Now what's going to happen is it's going to start overfilling, which is hence the reason why I use the obsidian chest. Obviously you could use a bigger crate and whatnot, but the reason why I use this is, you know, it's not amazingly big, but at the same time it's decently big. So then the items get pulled out. Now this is going a lot faster than I did in the past, and the reason why it's going faster is because I'm using more items at once. You could probably make this go way faster, probably by using another type of item duct and whatnot. I'm not entirely sure. I never really checked all of them. But the reason why I went in that whole line is that everything would go into one eventually. And some of these, I did go ahead and I put these upgrade storages so that basically, you know, if some of the duplicates do end up filling up, they fill up fast. Kind of, you know. Now the only problem is obviously it is loud. I don't know if you can hear you should be able to hear the volume. Yeah, okay, the volume is going. So as you can hear, it's loud. It's not the quietest thing in the world, but I know that you can use like a sound muffler and whatnot. So now obviously you guys will be able to probably make something way better than this. I realize that. This is just a simple thing. If you know you didn't really have an idea of what to do, this is something to kind of do. Looks kind of glitchy, doesn't look the most amazing, but it gets the job done. And as you can see, some of these items are, you know, a lot of them are like but these are things that you could use for EMC. Diamonds, I think, are the biggest one. I've already gotten 7 so far. Okay, diamonds are big. What's this one? Compressed air cell, you're gonna need that later on. Ink is definitely something I had to look for quite a while. Glowstone, so eventually if you don't want to go to the nether and get tons of it. And not only that, you get also the glowstone dust somewhere. I don't remember where. You get golden apples. You get emerald dust, I think that is. No, wait, that's something else. Redstone, that's useful. There's just tons of different items that, you know, you may think you may not need, but I can tell you for sure that some of these things you'll eventually end up needing, or some of these things maybe you don't even have access to, like, what's this one, spruce wood? Maybe if you don't even have spruce wood, and you can't even find the biome, it's taking you forever, you just let this go, and then maybe, hey, I got some doors, I can make a house out of it. Rubber saplings, if you haven't found you should be able to find that, they're not that hard to find. Bricks, if you don't have a lot of clay. Ashes, there's just tons of different stuff. And ooh, diamond dust, that's a big one. You're definitely gonna need diamond dust. So, you know what I'm saying, if you didn't want to use all this stuff, another thing that you could end up doing, obviously I know that you can use It's a type of, it goes with the drawers. I forget what they're called. It's I know this system is very dated, and you don't have to do this because there's a drawer controller. I realize that. I don't know how to use that thing that well, so I'm just gonna skip it. I don't really care that much for it. People who actually know how to use it, you know, scream at me in the comments saying you're not doing it right, it's crap. I don't know, it's simple for me. I don't go into all that stuff. I watch tutorials and whatnot, so I want to make one, I could see it, maybe I see it, maybe I'll do it, I don't know. But yeah, it's just something simple. I like it. I like this. It shows that there's tons of items that you can get from these scrap boxes, and I love that. I love that you can make an entire mob system, and you don't really have to leave a certain location because you get so many different items. Because the entire reason I kind of wanted to go down this route before was because I needed diamonds. And then also at the same time, if I can remember where I put it, at the same time, I made this location over here that I was using bees. Now the reason why I was trying to get so many bees put together is because I wanted to get more diamonds. I wanted to breed a diamond bee queen that can actually produce diamond shards every once in a while, so then that way I could go ahead and get diamonds, because I was in desperate need of diamonds. Even though I did make a full set of diamond armor, I didn't realize I was going to need that many diamonds afterwards. And I was pretty happy too, because I always liked messing with bees, but I never got far into bees, because I always felt like it was just so much you had to do with them, so I just never really messed with it. But this time, I mean, it was definitely a learning experience for me, because, well, I was able to mess with bees, and that was pretty fun to me, because I think ever since I watched the first ever YouTube video, Yogscast, with bees in it, I actually did fall in love with it. I think it was like Shin's Farm or whatever, and I loved watching it because I loved watching, you know, I wanted to learn more about the bees, even though they are super complicated at first. I think once you learn more about them, like with the, I obviously I don't know that much about kind of like, you know, using not an infinite circuit, but like using it so then they keep replacing each other. I don't know about melting them into the DNA and whatnot, but yeah. I mean, anybody who's having problems wanting to use the loot boxes, this is the only way I found that I don't have to right click it and it just pops open it. So yeah, and you can get tons of different items. So again, this is pretty much the end for FTB Continuum for me. Maybe in the future I'll come back if I feel like I want to play something difficult. If I do, I may or may not play the same map, or you know, the same seed. Maybe I'll go to a different biome. Maybe I'll just come back here and then we could keep exploring afterwards. But I hope you all enjoyed. It was pretty fun. Sorry I haven't posted this for a while, and I kept saying things in videos near the end and in the beginning. I still gotta get done with what's it called, the long dark. And I don't know, this will probably have something else take over. I'm trying to figure out what I want to play, other than, well, Dead by Daylight, since it takes time for me to get videos, because it's not like every time a match I play I want to just upload, because sometimes I either get wrecked or I end up just, you know, eliminating the entire team. So it's kind of like I actually want to play something that, I mean, I enjoy Dead by Daylight, but at the same time it does have its drawbacks that it may take me hours just to find a decent game. So I want to find something. If anyone wants to suggest a game, um, I want to post Escape from Tarkov, but I can't because I can't really record and play at the same time. So there's just different things I'm gonna have to test and see. So I hope you all enjoyed. It was fun playing Continuum. I'll probably end up playing something else for Minecraft sooner or later. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you like the series. If anyone's going back and watching it, a little bit dry, I know. First time me starting YouTube, so hopefully as time progresses, I'll get a little bit better at this. But I hope you all enjoyed, and everybody has a fantastic day. Goodbye, everybody.